on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the 606 Media Studios, this is the TCF Stuff Podcast with Big Z featuring Stevie B from the No Water on the Weekend podcast, and we got JC Fantasy Football, Dynasty Fantasy Football. I'm sorry about that. Episode 193 is brought to you by 606 Media, true Chicago sports fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and order your shirts now. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, X, hit that subscribe button. And if you're on your favorite
that button.
Thank you, Steven. If you're on that favorite podcast app of yours, remember to give us a 5-star review and then drop some kind words for us, and that'll shoot us up the rankings. So thank you for that. Remember, you can support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. Go over there and click on the support button. You can subscribe for as little as 99 cents a month. I put that link in every single one of our episodes. So when you look at the description, just go ahead and click on that and support the show. What is up, fellas? How are we feeling today?
Not bad. Feeling good. It's the day after Cinco de Mayo, so and May the 4th. So it's been a pretty fun weekend.
It's been a great weekend. Great weekend. Oh boy.
Yeah. Ooh, R2D2.
Margarita day.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. So let's start off with
it all. I know it's not really not really a holiday for most people, but
it's a holiday for the
alcoholics.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a good way to phrase that.
That works perfectly. Steven, how was your week,
man? It's been good, man. You posted the Jedi tournament, and that was fun.
I only posted a picture. I didn't post a video yet.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
no, but I will tonight, though.
Okay. That was fun. And, we, I didn't do really much on Sunday. I know after when I got home, it was storming on Saturday night, but, just catching a couple of Cubs games, and we'll talk about that later on the show, but, pretty much just low key Sunday, just hung out with Sean in the back patio. So that's pretty much it.
Nice. JC, well, how was your week?
Not eventful, really. Yeah.
You worked?
Margaritas and work?
Yeah, pretty much. Work Sunday. Saturday was up at the summer home, getting that all ready for the summer and doing yard work and
Is it a cabin, or how many people could fit there, or just asking, just for a general idea of public?
I could have a lot of people up there.
Okay, that's cool.
More enough space for people.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh, that's exciting.
Sorry,
Memorial Day's right around the corner.
Making my margarita. You're trying to distract me here. So like I said, just doing some. Bought a new grill for up there, so I had to put that together.
Charcoal or gas?
Boat home. Gas.
Oh, perfect. Pain.
One of those Napoleon Premier. Cost me like almost I don't know, $1,600 or $1,900.
Jesus.
Yeah, but
that means
I'm one of those people. Like, I'm not going to buy a charcoal grill or charbroil, and it's going to last me 3 years and rust out, and then I got to go buy another one. So this one's like cast iron body and all stainless steel, and everything grates are stainless steel.
So last 5 years instead of 3. Gotcha.
They have a 15-year warranty on pretty much everything. So.
Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome.
They're made in Canada, so not better than Indonesia.
Is Ryan Reynolds the sponsor for that too?
I am drinking the Rocks tequila though. So
that's really good. I like it.
He can sponsor me.
Yeah. Jose, how was your weekend?
It was very eventful. I was able to attend your May the 4th Be With You tournament. Unfortunately, he did not come out on top.
Well, I fought some guy who was pretty much fencing. He was a fencer. Okay. I went against the best. I wanted the tall, big guy, but I didn't get that.
What is this?
It was a Star Wars lightsaber tournament.
Yeah.
It was over there at headquarters over there in close to downtown. So good
So is
time.
that you're actually physically fighting someone, or like
Yeah, so essentially it's like fencing because you have once you strike and you first person to strike gets the point. And there was
Gotcha.
first round. Yeah, first round was up to 3 points. So it was, you know,
So it
cool.
wasn't like let me do a demonstration of like my twirling skills or anything like that.
I did twirl it. I felt really cool at the moment, but I lost by 1 point. It was best out of 3. So yeah, don't remind me of my misery. So,
I didn't say anything. I just said it was cool.
it's just coming back to me like flashbacks.
I just said
The women, the children, I slaughtered them. Yeah, from Anakin, Attack of the Clones. That was my nerd moment. So I'll stop. Yeah. It's not that show. It's no Water the Weekend. It's definitely not that show. So
yeah, well, yeah. Friday I was on No Water the Weekend. So after you finish listening, watching this, go over to No Water the Weekend and check them out on your audio version.
Yeah, because you were on the show.
That's right, and hopefully, hopefully Sean has finished editing the show, and we actually filmed one of the segments, which I thought was hilarious. So
the trivia,
the trivia. So that'll be awesome. And that was that's Friday. That's Saturday. Oh, Saturday I went over to see my friends Beto, Leo, my cousin Paul. They were at a bar in the neighborhood, that new bar that just opened. I don't want to give them much. I don't want to say the name of the bar because they're not a sponsor yet. So, but it was a cool bar, cool atmosphere. I got to see the Canelo fight. It was a pretty good fight. So shout out to the boys. They've always been supporting. You know, they brought a lot of stuff. I know they're listening because they gave me some details and praised my hard work. So I really appreciate them listening and always supporting us. And then Sunday I was over with Mikey O over at Joe's on Wheat Street. And I got to see Gwen La Roca and some other comedians, and had a good time over there. Laughing my butt off. And I was on stage as well, and I got a shot with Mikey O. So it was good.
Oh, you big time, you fancy. I'm gonna start calling you Showtime.
Hey, Showtime.
I just realized you have a poster behind you.
Yeah, I got the 606 Media poster up here behind me. So
it's nice.
Thank you. I'm gonna get it framed in the next couple of weeks, so it'll be nice and fancy. I had to move out of the actual my little bedroom, my second bedroom, where I make the office. It's so warm in there, and there's no ventilation. So
there's no window in there either, is there?
There is a window, but it's to the alley. So I don't think I want to open that window and get that nice Chicago breeze. That's not what I want to be smelling. So without further ado, in this live episode that everyone's watching and listening to, it is all about 3 up and 3 down. We're going to focus on our baseball teams. We're going to focus on this prior month of April and the beginning of May, and how the Cubs are doing, how the Sox are doing. What do they need to stay on top, and what do they need to be respectable? Without further ado, let's start off with our little bit theme music here, and then we'll start off with the Cubbies.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
All right, boys, I got my Cub fans in the house with me, and obviously because I don't have marquee, I'm not going to pay for it. And,
I do,
and I did ask somebody if they can give me their password, but they won't.
You can't share it. That boy,
JC. Lies.
It's not a lie. If I could, I would.
Listen, we keep saying you're going to talk to me after the show.
Yeah, but I forget because I have to flip the show, so I forget. All right, so boys, here we go. Cubs, one of the hottest starts in their franchise history. They are technically in first place. I think they were tied up and down, tied and within first place and so forth with the Brew Crew. So what are we thinking?
I just got to give some flowers to Javier Assad. This guy's a stud. He pitched yesterday 6 innings, 4 hits, 0 runs, 3 walks, and 4 Ks. But I do got to say, this guy's 7-1 with an ERA of 2.40 and 80 strikeouts in 20 appearances since August 4th of 2023.
Look at
so if that's not awesome and that's not impressive, I don't know what is. But he is Latino baseball player that is up there in the actual stats for any Hispanic Latino person.
Yeah, he has the best stats for any
Mhm.
Mexican-born player.
I didn't want to say Mexican. I just said Latino or Hispanic. And
That's okay. We can say
yeah,
it.
I know you get offended sometimes. No, just kidding. But no, this guy is pitching really good. He's playing for his position in the starting lineup, and he's doing really well. We got Justin Steele back tonight. Right now, I believe it's 0-0. It is at the bottom of the fourth, I believe, if I refresh my page. But hey, Steele looks good. Coming back from an injury, you're always going to be a little bit shaky, a little bit nervous going back to the plate. I mean, he hasn't played since opening day, which is a big deal. I mean, that's a lot of time off. But I think what's really hurting us is the bullpen and the being a closer. We talked about this on the show multiple times. On Friday before No One on the Weekend, Jose goes, I bring up, the Cubs, and he goes, what have you been talking all this time? What have I said this whole time? And I'm like, well, yeah, JC too has been saying, we've all been saying it, that bullpen is a little shaky, and you do get a little bit nervous when, hey, they're up by maybe a run or two, and they could give that up. It's offense scores in this league, and it's a big deal. It's not like all defense all the time in pitching, but you need that to win. So, but Swanson did a really good job, adding on to Sunday. He scored a solo home run when they had a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the sixth. He's catching on fire. Belly's coming back. Suzuki's coming back. So it's overall a good time. JC, you got anything to follow with that?
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about Shota? I mean,
Showtime. Yeah.
I mean, I was just looking it up because, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who went to the Dodgers, because I keep sitting here like, how the heck did the Cubs get this guy? He's pitching right now. I think it's a 0.84 ERA. I mean, that is a 0.84, not a 2.84, a 0.84 ERA. And just for fun, I wanted to look up Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who went to the Dodgers, because we all know he got the massive contract he got.
He got paid.
Yeah, he got, let's see, I was just looking it up. Yoshinobu got, I think it was 12 years, 325 million, was it?
That's going to be a waste of money.
And the Cubs signed Shota for 4-year, 53 million.
That's a bargain.
Yeah, it's a steal, essentially.
Yeah, and like I said, Yoshinobu right now he's got a 2.91 ERA, which is respectable. But he's got 3 wins, 1 loss right now. But I mean, Shota is just on another level right now, and the Cubs got him for a bargain.
Yeah.
So that is amazing.
They definitely do. And, wins and losses, they do matter. But again, it depends on what team you are. But if you have so many wins, it does matter in the playoffs and how you could perform. So I like to see him when he has some playoff experience. But what I'm seeing from him, Showtime, man, it's amazing to see him pitch. I never want to get a player's jersey. I've talked about this all the time, but I'll get Showtime's jersey in a heartbeat because this guy is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know he's a little older than Yamamoto. Yamamoto was the I forget how old he is now. Aged 25. Yamamoto's 25. I think Shota's a little older than that. I think he's 27. Let me see, Shota age.
Yeah. I think with this crew, this team, and pitching and starting pitching hasn't been an issue. I think it's just mostly bullpen.
I lied. Shota's 30. So so 5 years older than Yamamoto. So but still,
he doesn't look 30, that's for sure.
Even at 30, right. I mean, you're talking Kyle Hendricks is 34. So even his 4-year contract with the Cubs basically takes him through, kind of that age where, probably the end of his career or close to.
Yeah. Big Z, what do you feel? What are you impressed by with the Cubs?
I wish I could watch them. I only can watch when I go to my local establishments, for my local watering holes. And if I'm there, I do want to watch the Cubs game because I know the Sox are going to lose as they're losing right now.
Yeah, but they couldn't even help with. Well, we could go with the Cardinals, but they couldn't help.
We did help you with the Cardinals. We won the series.
I know.
So we helped you out.
Well, yeah. Okay. I thought it was 2-1. Never mind.
No, they won the last 2 games. For the Cubs, I really think right now that they had the injuries happen in April as they had a hot start, and you had guys step up left and right, whether it was in the pitching staff, whether it was in the hitters, because you had Bellinger and you had outfielder.
Suzuki.
Yeah, and then Bellinger should be back during this series against the Padres.
Right.
You got Justin Steele back, and obviously he's, not going to be, the man of steel on his first start. Jesus, this White Sox team.
I will say this, not to interrupt you, but did we see what Nico Horner did on second base?
No, I'm telling you, I can't watch it.
Oh, okay. So essentially what he did, JC, did you see it?
No, I did not.
So essentially he's running and trying to get a double. And what he does, he takes off his helmet and touches the base with it.
That was your rookie. That wasn't.
Oh, I could have sworn I thought it was him, but if it's not him, then I'm looking at him right now. I thought it was him, but okay. Anyway, whoever it was, and we could find that out. But essentially what happened was he was still considered safe. There's no writing rule in there, but essentially you can't do that regardless. And use your helmet as something to hold on to.
As an extension of your hand. Yeah, I thought that was going to be called out.
Yeah.
I think, whatever's a smart move. You can get away with it, I mean, in 05, we got away with a bunch of odd rules that most people didn't know, and AJ knew. So I'm all for that. If you can manipulate the rules to your favor to win a game, to get a steal a base, to get an advantage, hey, if it's not in the rule book and you can't tell me no, then it's a go. Let's go.
Right. It's a loophole.
Yeah. Me and JC.
Yeah, Belichick was known for that. If you punted too close to the sideline, the punt returner would stand out of bounds and catch the ball while standing out of bounds, and then it would be where they got the ball further in the field. So yeah, there's all kinds of loopholes and stuff where if you're good enough and you pay attention enough to the rules, you can get away with a few things.
Mm-hmm. Me and JC went to college together, so if you're not cheating, you're not trying. That was our motto.
It shows. It definitely shows.
We got through anatomy, baby.
I went to trying for that, and I aced that one. That was good.
I stayed at Northeastern, which even though that was the guy was loopy. He was an older teacher that basically like he failed more than half of the class every semester, and like I said, it was one of those. I went in and basically I had a lot of the information I needed to pass the class, and it was just one of those like. I made sure I took swimming and first aid. I think it might have been basketball or something like the 3 classes I took along with anatomy were like the biggest blow off classes I've taken in my college career. But
I had him for drug ed.
I made sure I wasn't messing around with that class.
No, I had him for drug ed, and all he wants you to was for you to regurgitate everything he said. I learned that when he failed me on my first paper, and I'm like, what's wrong with this? I literally just paraphrased everything. He's like, that's not what I want. And then I talked to upperclassmen. And they're like, yeah, he just wants you word for word. So what I did is I opened Word and I hit record. And then it literally just spit out everything.
You and I took drug ed together.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the anatomy teacher I'm talking about is not the guy that we did drug ed with.
Oh.
Yeah. The anatomy teacher.
Sample any of them?
Huh?
Did you get to sample any of the drug ed?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The drug ed teacher we had was like, I cannot talk about it or discuss it, but I'm on 9 different prescriptions and da. Yeah, it's like
that's awesome. Good for him.
I actually enjoyed that drug ed class.
I bet you did. I'm just kidding.
Well, he took it from a more scientific side of like how it actually affects you versus like this is bad for you. Don't do it.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more interesting because it's like, oh shit, we're talking about brain synapses. We're talking about protein and calcium gates in the brain and how it affects and stimulates, when you're doing the drugs. So that was way more interesting to me than like a normal drug ed class.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, the anatomy teacher I'm talking about, I mean, it was an older guy, probably like mid 70s, was a former pediatrician. Like the guy was just a psycho. Like one incorrect spelling or letter or anything, and like you lost full points on the question. And like I said, dude, I mean, you walked in with 35 students, maybe 10 passed, the class.
Yeah, not that's why I took it at train. Took it with a resident from some hospital, and he was pretty cool because he got rid of all the knuckleheads within the first week or two. All the 18-year-olds that were messing around in anatomy, he's like, nope, you gotta go, and kicked everybody out. It was like literally a class of 15 going through the semester, and I sat right in front and I asked a bunch of questions and broke everything down. So it was a fun time, and I was going through MCL tear and some other injuries. So I was showing him my my MRIs and my X-rays. So got to bond with him, and he was like, "All right, you're cool. You understand what the hell we're talking about," and he didn't bother me enough, and didn't really care at that point. So, all right, point number 3, we with the Cubs, what and when will the ad? There's reports out there that the Cubs will be in negotiations with the Marlins because the Marlins put up the fire sale. They just traded their best hitter over to the Padres, which is
that broke on Friday.
Yeah, that broke on Friday night. Yeah, he's a stud. He's a singles machine essentially. He gets on base. He's got a good eye. Batting average. The only thing is that he doesn't play the field very well, and the Padres have a lot of shortstops playing the infield. So I don't know how this goes. Luis Arias. Yeah, so he's a monster for getting hits. He's left-handed bat, so he'll be doing a lot of DHing. But the Padres literally fleeced him for 3 or 4 prospects in the lower level. I don't know how this got done. It looks like they took the first offer they can get. I don't know what's going on with the Marlins because every time they make the playoffs or go to the World Series and win or lose, whatever, the next year they just literally sell the entire team for parts. And right now, that's to the advantage of the Cubs, right? You got the Cubs. They should be talking to the Marlins for pitcher Jesus Luzardo. I'm sorry.
Roll the R's, man. Roll the R's.
Yeah, and they also could be looking at Tanner Scott, a reliever.
I was just looking at Tanner Scott.
Yeah, his peripherals are down. So he's got a quick glance. Let's see. He has a fastball.
He has a 1.77 ERA in 62 appearances. After a rough April. So 2.77 as a reliever.
Yeah, you'll take that.
Yeah, I would. No questions asked.
A lot better than what you have. And you have, the farm system to entice them. And you can give them lower level prospects and they will take them apparently. So I really think that, they should really look at, like I said, look at the White Sox, look at the Marlins, look at the Rockies, look at what they have and try to pick off any talent that's on there for lower level prospects. Right now is the time, and I really think that right now you should be doing that to get ahead of the game, because you're trading those prospects now for 100 games rather than when doing it at the trade deadline, you're trading it for 60 games.
Right.
So
and each game counts when it gets closer to the end of summer.
And yes, we know that the AL Central the NL Central is going to be a tight race. And, the last thing you want to get bumped into is the whole wild card. You want to win that division. So for Chicago, I really think the pressure is to do that now and secure a couple bullpen arms. And if you can get another starter, great. I don't think Hendricks will be the answer going down the road.
Right. I will say this. Nico right now has 4 stolen bases. So does Dansby Swanson. Christopher Morel, RBI machine, has 21. And he has 7 home runs right now. Yeah. So he's staying hot. He's still asking questions. He's still watching tape all the time on himself, making sure his stance and everything doesn't change or if he's doing something wrong. And Nico Horner has 21 runs, and he also is batting average 286 right now. So you have these guys doing the things right. And I think also I heard with Christopher Morel, he's also taking a lot of walks because people are also throwing it to him. more. I said him just, trying to hit it out the park. He's playing smart. He's seeing what they're throwing at him. And then once he sees something he likes, boom, double, single, or a home run, or he launches it. I think Saturday he hit a freaking bomb. It was like 480 something feet the other day. So I just think like right now they're all doing well. Go ahead, JC. Sorry.
I was going to say that was the one thing I really liked about Schwarber when he first came up was that, he took a lot of walks and he was homer and walks. But like I said, after his injury, was it 2015, 2016? And then when he came back, it was like he didn't get walked as much. And that was the one thing that really surprised me because like I thought he had a great eye when he first came up. And like I said, that's the one thing to me in baseball is, if you can take a walk, it's just as you're still getting on base. So,
So good.
Yeah, sorry, I just keep looking at the Tanner Scott thing with the Marlins, and I think that would be a great thing to do to walk away with, a good bullpen arm and reliever. So to me, looking at that, I still think we need a closer, necessarily a reliever. But like I said, I'll take a guy doing a 2.7 or 2.31 ERA right now over what we got. So that would be a great improvement if we could pull something off.
Yeah. I'm excited to see. Again, I agree with what Big Z saying. Get it now while it's there instead of waiting till the deadline. Because right now, we saw last year, we had to wait till the last week because it was an important week, whether we're going to make it in the wild card. If we weren't, and we didn't make it. So again, that's a very good point. Get it now, because right now I feel like every win matters no matter what, because then it's like when you procrastinate again on your homework and you're waiting to the last minute and then you're wondering if you're even going to pass the class or fail, right? Full circle around. You guys talking about drugs and health class. So
it wasn't just drug and health class with me and Big Z. I'm sitting here drinking a margarita right now, which takes me back to the very last class me and Z ever took together, which was pass this class and graduate, or do not pass this class and go back to school for another semester. And me and him sat there and drank margaritas in the back of the class. And this is a hilarious story.
Did you guys pass?
What did you get on the first exam?
It was bad.
I think I had like a 43% on the first exam.
It was probably
it was the same exact story that you said. It was, I want you to regurgitate word for word what I said. And me and Jose, like, we didn't know the rules, so first exam, we're in the back of the class and we're like, long story. There was another reason why I was drinking during class most of the time.
Yeah, we'll get to that, man.
But like I said, we were getting hammered, and like the rest of the class, like, because they could smell the margarita and the alcohol on us, and they were like, "What the fuck are you two doing?" And needless to say, after that first exam, me and Jose started bringing a laptop to class. We were like the most studious people from then on out, because we could not afford to not pass that class.
Yeah, you guys learned your lesson.
Yeah. It was a rude awakening.
So that's what the Cubs need, a rude awakening. They got that last year. So now it's this time they should go and do that. But we'll see. Summer is going to be here before you know it. Wrigley is going to be booming, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch them. And JC and I will keep watching them, keep you guys informed.
Is there another reliever or arm that you guys think would possibly be out there on the market that we could go for on a team? Because like, I'm not too familiar with other teams' rosters as Big Z probably is, but it's one of those, like I said, like, now that you guys mention a fire sale, like, yeah, I can look it up and be like, oh, Tim Scott would be, or Travis Scott or whatever his name is. It was one of those where it's like, oh, okay, that's a name that would be interesting. But like I said, I don't know if there's a particular team out there, like, the A's or whoever that might be.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into it. Big Z, have you looked into it?
I've looked. I don't think there's anything of noteworthy to bring up at the moment, just because the teams that like the A's, I think they have a lot of young talent, and I don't think they're going to let it go at the moment. I think they're going to build. It's literally the movie Major League with that team. The owner wants them to tank and to lose. He's losing the stadium. The team is going to relocate, and the team is playing from the depths of hell and is not in last place. And they have less talent than the White Sox, and the White Sox are just crap. So it's literally the Major League over there in Oakland. So I don't think they're going to let anybody go right now because they keep their payroll so low, and they want to continue that. They're not going to take on any big names for the young talent that they do have. They don't want any contracts. You're looking at teams like the Pirates, who started off hot and have been playing 500 ball. You guys have the Pirates for 7 more games in the next 10 days. Or 12 days or something like that. Like, you've got the Pirates, the Braves, the Pirates, the Braves. Like, you can hammer the Pirates, and I think you can hang with the Braves, and you come out 500 against the Braves. That'll be great, because I don't think they're playing that well baseball as well either. But you're looking at, again, the Pirates. You're looking at maybe
they're 4.5 games behind for the Cubs and the Brewers.
Yeah,
so they're 17-19 as we speak.
Yeah, so just going down the list here, so it would be like Angels, Astros, White Sox, Blue Jays.
Yeah, I would. I think the Astros, you're going to have to wait on it because they have a lot of big names, a lot of money invested in their team, and I don't think that they're going to wave the white flag yet. Even though they sent Jose Abreu down to the minors, they had a couple injuries. The pitching staff has not been what they've been paying for. Scherzer came back and all that. I think they're waiting. The Angels with Ron Washington, he is literally remolding that piece of clay. Mike Trout's going to probably be out for the year with a knee injury. You have a lot of factors there. Again, there's another team that does not spend money, so they want to keep their payroll as low as possible. The Athletics, like I said, they have that talent, but I don't think they're going to take on payroll to give up good talent at the major league level. The Rangers and Marlins, that's not going to happen. The Royals, you could probably make a trade with the Royals for some pitching. They do have some decent middle relief. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Cardinals are at the bottom of the Central, which I doubt they would want to trade with us. But then you're looking at Rockies and Marlins and Mets and Giants.
Right.
So,
and then,
like I said, I didn't know if any of those particular teams would have any particular relievers of interest or closers of interest.
I just think right now those teams, especially like the Giants, who spent a lot of money to try to compete in that NL West, they're going to be they're going to hold on to the last minute and then see what their options are, because it's such a tough division. They spent a lot of money. They brought in some players, and they're underperforming. They really are underperforming. The Blue Jays,
they signed some pretty good people this offseason.
Yeah, 100%. The wild card will be the Blue Jays, because next year they're going to lose Guerrero, BGO. They have a lot of talent. They have pitching staff that, again, has not been performing the way they should. That one is a wild card. That's the team I would be making phone calls to, and see what the offers are, because they are a wild card, because they might just start selling off pieces and blow that whole thing up in Toronto. So I would call the Blue Jays. I would call the Tigers, the White Sox. The Tigers do have some young arms, so I'm not sure if they would like to let them go. Again, they're in that rebuild mode, and I think they're about 2 years away from competing.
Yeah, we will not take Javi back. We will not.
That probably would be the caveat. You got to take Mr. 067 back.
No, thank you. Not right now.
Dude, I watch film of him batting, and it's just like I literally watch him swing at balls in the dirt and away, and I'm just like, man, I do not miss watching that.
He wasn't like that as much here, but something about Detroit.
He was, but now it's like even worse now. I remember watching Javi all the time and being like, it's going to be low and away in the dirt, and he's going to chase it. Like, it's guaranteed. Like when he's 2-1 or 2-2, they're going to go low away in the dirt, and he'll chase it with like a breaking ball away. He'll chase it. And unfortunately, like I said, I think it's just his eye has gotten even worse, or like he's premeditated. Like, I'm swinging at this pitch no matter what.
That's what.
And
that
it's
is.
like he just can't stop himself, and it's like his eye is not good enough to be like, oh no, this is going to be way outside in the dirt. So it's one of those where like defensively, I mean, he's great. Like I miss Javi at shortstop, with Contreras picking people off, when they're stealing. But like I said, I don't miss his bat at all. Not one bit.
He misses his bat, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it definitely does.
He's getting paid. He don't care.
Right now, Justin Steele's out of the game, and San Diego's up 2-0. So
I mean, they got time. I still got faith in the Cubs to come back.
No, I do too. I'm just saying they're down right now. Oh, that was a close call. They're gonna review that. It looks pretty good at a throw at home. So we'll see what they do.
Yeah,
but
I gotta tell you, like because my watch gives me updates, and like it was telling me like, oh, the game started the other day, and then like I was doing something, and then like all of a sudden my watch chimed and it was like Cubs win. I'm like, how is the game over already? Like I feel like it just started.
Yeah, that was Friday for me. Friday started at 1:20. They were done by like almost 3:00.
Right? Yeah. I told you, it might have been Friday when this happened.
Yeah.
Like I said, it seemed like a really it was 3 up, 3 down, like maybe the whole time. Like I said, it just seemed like a really short game. So
yeah, I was at work and I had it on my desk, and it was just going by quick. Like again, I think that was Friday, honestly, because it was going by fast. I will say that.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the owners are gonna relook at this pitch clock situation. Like I said, because again, I know we've talked about this in the past, but you got to make those concession sales.
That's where it's at. That's definitely where it's at. All right, boys, let's take a quick break and we'll come back. We'll talk some White Sox baseball or the lack thereof. So hold on to your seats, take a break, and we'll be right back after word from our sponsors.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z. In the house, we got Stevie B and JC, Dynasty Fantasy Football on the show. It is time to talk some White Sox baseball, and yes, I'll play the song. I know you want to hear it. I don't want YouTube to flag it.
You only get 15 seconds, by the way. So
well, they threw me a flag last week. I don't know what for. I have no idea, and I disputed it. So they can kick rocks. The White Sox. Oh my God, the White Sox. They are obviously losing today against Tampa. Tampa is a where are they at? 17-18. They're a 500 team, but they also play in a tough division with the Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles, and the Blue Jays. So there is that. The White Sox. There's a lot of rumors right now, and especially with teams trying to trade. I know we talked about this with the Cubs. But the White Sox, who signed Clevenger, who signed Eric Fetty, who signed Chris Flexen, who signed who else did they sign?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine here.
Yeah. Pham, Tommy Pham. I mean, they got a boost when they got that Tommy Pham, because he's a professional. He just came off playing in the World Series. They got a couple character guys to try to teach these young kids how to play baseball. But here's the issue. The White Sox do not care about winning this season. Chris Getz has said he did not like the team from last year, and he's literally trying to tear everything down to the studs one by one, nail by nail, until he gets what he was. I don't know what his vision is. He hasn't said it's a rebuild. There's no communication, but that's those Reinsdorf team. There's no communication between the GM, the president of operations, and the public. So you got Tommy Pham, who will probably get flipped. Eric Fetty, who we did sign for 2 years, who won the Korean baseball equivalent to the Cy Young. So I'm not sure if they'll flip him. Chris Flexen for 1 year. You got Mike Clevenger they picked up late, who gave up, 5 runs today on his first pitching assignment this year. I would say Kopech is gone and Eloy. So you're looking at trading half your team by the deadline. It's not surprising. I mean, we have 8 wins and 26 losses. Flex and Clevenger, Kopech are going to be free agents at the end of the year, so you might as well trade them. Freddie's in contract to 2025. Jimenez does have 2 club options next year and the year after, but there's no reason for the White Sox just to hang on to those options. Just get them for a bag of chips and a 12-pack of Coca-Cola. Do what you need to do to get this guy out of here, because he is not being held accountable by the White Sox, by the front office, by the managers, by his players on the team, and he's just Mr. Glass. We talk about Mr. Glass, Mr. Alex Caruso. Shout outs to him for winning, the toughest whatever award, whatever he won. It's different. I'll take 1,000 Carusos versus one Eloy. So right now, it's hard to be a White Sox fan. They did have a little surge with Tommy Pham coming in. They played a bit, but they play sloppy baseball. And when you had a manager who came on last year and said, we're going to play fundamental baseball, we're going to run the bases, we're going to steal bases, we're going to bunt for hits, everything he said he was going to do, he has not done.
I have not seen that once ever. Bunt.
They had one good game. It might have been sometime this weekend. I think that big win against the Cardinals.
No, that was a bullcrap call, because that pitch was way out and they called a strike, and the White Sox won the game on that 3-hour rain delay that they called it.
CB Buckner is one of the worst umpires out there.
And Angel Hernandez both of them are terrible.
There's been a lot of bad umpiring this season. It's just a lot more visible because social media is very quick to post everything up now. But I think it might have been whatever it was, this series or last series, they did have one good game where they actually had great hitting and great pitching. They put it together. But that's not going to happen every time with this team. This team is so inconsistent because you don't have a ring general in as your manager. And this guy is a placeholder for when they actually start competing in probably 2030.
Let's say
2030 people. That's 5 years from now. 5.5 years from now. Like, the disservice you're doing to this White Sox fandom is just ridiculous, and it's comical. It is up there with the Pirates, who do the almost the exact same thing as far as like getting their fans hopes up, and then at the beginning of the year they were hot, and now they're back to playing sub 500 baseball. The White Sox used to sign players past their prime just to put people in their seats. Now we're just making milkshakes. All right,
pretty much, and attendance was really low.
I don't know why I don't know why Cub fans just stick to the attendance. We're not worse than attendance. We're in the middle of the road. There's teams with worse attendance than us. A lot of them.
No, the A's are as well. I'm just saying attendance. It's like, it's hard to get people to go and support the team, The
only reason White Sox fans right now are going to support the team to go to the ballpark will be for a free giveaway. As you saw this past weekend, it was jam-packed on Saturday, and then there was nobody on Sunday, because on Saturday there was a giveaway, whatever it was, and then the next day there's nothing. That's the only reason that you're going to show up. Elvis night, that'll be packed. They had Dog Day was packed.
I saw that one.
More dogs than people in the building, but it was packed. On a Saturday night, it's usually a good crowd. But during the week, during that Sunday, no, not happening. Unless there's a giveaway where they're giving away a bobblehead or clothing or WWE night or whatever it might be. People are just going for those promotions.
I would say that the episode should be called Ruh-Roh Reggie because of Dog
really
Night
bad.
the other night.
Yeah, it is really bad with the White Sox. One of the worst starts in franchise history. It's a complete night and day between the North and the South side right now. I already talked about who's on the trading block. Everybody's available. Everybody. At this point, you might as well maximize on Luis Robert. I mean, because at this point, you're literally not giving.
You're going to waste his talent the next couple of years or whatever. Right. Then he gets hurt, and then he's not going to be worth anything.
Again, Mike Trout.
Yeah,
Mike Trout. That team should have traded him to wherever he wanted to go and get the max amount of prospects back and talent back. But no, they want to hold on to him and rebuild. It's not going to happen.
No, and they want to hold on to him because that's what probably gets people to go.
I think Ohtani was the major draw.
Well, yeah, that too. And he left and he went to the Dodgers.
Right. So it's really sad right now. So I don't trust Chris Getz. He doesn't have a track record for making good deals yet. He doesn't have a track record at all. I don't think he has enough relationships within the GMs in that room. He's the new guy in the room, so they don't trust him. They don't know who he is. They don't know how to operate with him. So I really don't expect much of him because there's nothing to be expected. They went and hired within because he knew the farm system. Yeah, he was in charge of the farm system, and it was crap. It was literally crap. And he's like, well, I didn't draft him. Your job is to develop the kids that they draft. That's as simple as that. Whether Rick Hahn and Kenny Williams did their job in drafting very well, that's because of the scouts. But your job as a player personnel, head of player personnel, is to develop and put the people in the right situation to get those kids to move up. And he did not do that. Instead of getting what is her name? She just literally got let go from the Marlins.
Yeah. She was really good, and she was really well with the White Sox, and then they let her go.
She fleeced the White Sox on that Jake Berger trade, and that got that team into the playoffs, put them over.
Yeah.
And look at where that team is now. It's a fire sale after going to the playoffs. It's just ridiculous to do that to the heartstrings of Chicago White Sox fans because it is a passionate fan base. And we take a lot of crap from Cub fans year after year. But at this point, the White Sox have no legs to stand on. The White Sox fans have no legs to stand on. The White Sox players are not playing with any legs or any balls anyways. I mean, it's ridiculous to see the rookie probably with the highest batting average. I'm not going to include Tommy Pham because he's only been here 10 days. Our rookie's batting 258. A rookie catcher. That's probably our best player right now. Yeah, great to see that. Great to see development.
Yeah, it is rough on the South side. I'll give you that one. Before Marquee, I was watching a lot of Sox games. Now it's like I could bet for the White Sox to lose every 4 games or 4 in a row, and maybe I'll pan out. I mean, it's been happening with me lately, but now the odds for them ever winning is very rare.
Yeah,
I can't really bet on them anymore.
You got to take a spread. You got to take 2 runs or something like that on them.
Yeah.
Or what you could do is bet them not to score any runs in the first inning.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, I think it's usually like minus 140. So there's value there to do that. But I really think if they would have got Bruce Bochy, they would have been a better team last year instead of our numbnuts manager at the moment. He has no idea what he's doing.
Do you think he just enjoys being there, or he's just going there to go there? I don't think he looks happy at all. I think he's miserable and he's just there.
Oh no, he's literally trying to coach. The problem is he's never been an actual manager. He was in an organization with the Royals where he was on the bench and they didn't want to hire him. He held just about every position but manager in the Royals system. So if he knows the entire system and they don't want you as their manager, that should speak volumes.
There's something wrong. That's a red flag.
That's a big red flag. And instead of getting a hard-nosed baseball coach who's been there in Bruce Bochy, who was available and it wasn't that expensive, and I'm pretty sure that he wanted say in drafting and so forth, and he wanted a little bit more power, which would have been fine.
You need someone who wants to do that.
Yeah, look at your track record. You really haven't done anything. So if this guy who has won multiple World Series with, he just won with the Rangers and he's won with the Giants and he's won before that. Like, why wouldn't you take that guy
or take the risk too? There's got to be some kind of formula that he's doing that you could learn from.
The risk was getting La Russa, and people were like, "Oh yeah,
he's still there."
He won 90 games with that team, but that team was already preloaded for him. He was literally sleeping at the wheel, and the team operated on his own. They just failed to execute. That team had failed to execute. I don't think there was any cohesion. I think you had too many big egos, and you had no one. Oh, there you go. White Sox game is over. You had no one to check everybody, and then when you had your veterans trying to check them, that nothing happened. So it was a crapshoot to start with, and is a crapshoot right now with this season that's going to continue. So if you're a betting person, just continue to bet them to lose. I was hoping that they get to this month play 500 ball. I don't see it. If I look at their schedule, we got their games up here. Cleveland, who's in first place, is next after the Rays. They play at home, and they play them at home, and then they play the
Nationals on the 14th weekend.
Yeah, and then they play the Yankees, Blue Jays, Orioles, and then Blue Jays again, and then the Brewers, and then the Cubs. Just about every single game for them to lose.
Yeah, I mean they're 8-26 now, so.
You know what? I'm going to start watching Sky games. Oh, wait, I can't because they're on marquee too.
And not only that, the rookies it broke. The rookies are not going to, they have injuries, so they're not going to be ready to play.
They do?
Yeah, it broke like maybe, I don't know. You could take a look at it. I know that's what popped up when I saw it. Chicago Sky rookie Kamala Cardos and Brianna Maxwell to miss start of the WNBA season with injuries. Team announced. That was an hour ago.
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks with shoulder injury for Cardoso.
Wow.
So
that is no bueno for the Chicago Sky, who, they got a fresh of breath air with getting 2 top draft picks. Wow, that is huge. Is a huge blow. You also have Brianna Maxwell taking in 13th pick overall. Also missed several weeks with a knee injury, and so she's out for at least 4 weeks. So this is not a good start for the Chicago Sky. And I know we were talking about baseball the entire time, but the Chicago Sky are relevant, and we're going to show them their flowers. So, wow.
It's surprising that I knew that because I'm not very knowledgeable with that, but I saw that and I thought maybe you would have brought that up. But
it broke at 7:46, so we were already on the air. I checked earlier for any Chicago Sky news, but there wasn't that much. So, all right, let's wrap up with this White Sox segment. I mean, even watching my favorite show, which is the pre and post game with Ozzie Guillen and Chuck Garfien. Shout out to Chuck, who's a former guest. It was always entertaining, but loss after loss after loss, they literally can play the same tape over.
Yeah, they don't even need to go to work. It's kind of like the same kind of thing. They need to do the same thing they did the day before or 2 days ago, and they lose by the same ways all the time.
It's just disappointing. So it's if you want to show your kids what not to do as a baseball player, put on a White Sox game.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, let's take a small break. We'll come back with Stirring the Pot. Hopefully your boys got something in there. All right, so let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Oh, that was depressing.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15
for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z. We got Stevie B, Disappearing Act. Oh, he's there. He is. And we got JC, Dynasty Fantasy Football in the house. And if you don't know what time it is time
to stir the pot.
That's right.
Actually, can we cover one thing before we do stir in the pot?
What you got?
Lonzo Ball opts into his $21.4 million contract with the Chicago Bulls. Any thoughts on that, gentlemen?
You would be an idiot not to opt in to not to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, like I said, hopefully this knee situation is finally settled. Hopefully he can play.
I wish the best. I don't know what the outcome is, but I wish for the best.
If not, hopefully the Bulls can do the same thing they did last year and file with the NBA to get some of that money back. Because, like I said, I mean, at 2.5 years, I don't know, man. I just don't know this guy's ever going to play again. And
I've done a lot in these 2.5 years, more than no. I'm just kidding. That's not true. No, but I'm hopeful. I hope it works out, and I hope he proves me wrong. And I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Who I don't love to prove me wrong is Big Z. But that's a given. So
yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I think it'll be good for Kobe White to not be the ball handler. So I think that helps him from a standpoint of
spacing. Yep. And
not everything being on Kobe. So like I said, I mean, I'm hoping Lonzo can come back and be, a decent player.
Right.
And we'll see.
Yeah.
If not, like I said, hopefully the Bulls can, petition the league for some of that money back on that 21.4 like they did last year. I think they got, $10 million back last year. So
got a nice
hopefully we can do the same thing, and we'll see.
Speaking of the Bulls, the Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox to partner with Standard Media Group. They're supposed to go to another network, as reported, but they're going to go with Standard Media Group as their broadcasting partner. So we got that. We got Canelo, who won the fight. The Kentucky Derby was a photo finish. I didn't get to see the F1 Formula in Miami. But speaking of the F1 Miami Grand Prix.
Yeah, I lost $2,000 on that one.
It's becoming a huge thing now all of a sudden.
Yeah, I would love it when it's here.
On the Netflix series, is it?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, like people that I'm like, really? You're in the F1? Like, when did this happen? Like,
vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom. That's right.
It's the fancy NASCAR.
Hey.
Hey, I said it's a fancy. It's classy.
You can have a good time at a NASCAR event.
You sure can. You sure can. All right. So speaking of the F1, that is this week's topic of the Stirring the Pot. So here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Stirring the Pot. We got food prices in the VIP area for the F1 Miami Grand Prix, and I'm gonna have you guys kind of like No Water on the Weekend, where we're gonna do a little bit of trivia. You're gonna guess
over the under.
The over under. Yes. All right. So there's 4 options in this menu. The main lobster rolls, which has lemon aioli. I can never say that word. Aioli. Truffle, brochet, and potatoes. Let's see. What is your guess, boys? And then I'll go over and under with you guys.
Ooh, I'm gonna say over.
Over what?
Well,
I'm gonna say over 350.
JC, are you taking the under?
I'm gonna take the under of Steven. I'm gonna go 150.
All right. JC gets the point. It is $280 for a main lobster roll.
Damn, I was in there.
Yeah,
Like
JC's up.
swimwear.
JC's up 1-0. All right. All right. Our next item on the menu, it is the yellowfin tuna poke, a ginger soy glaze, radish, spicy mayo, crispy wonton. So JC, you won the last round. So go ahead and set the price, and then he can go over and under.
Can we repeat the meal again?
It is a yellowfin tuna poke on ginger soy. Yeah, it's a ginger soy glaze with radish, spicy mayo, and a crispy wonton. So you're setting the price on that one. I'll give you the little hint. It's a lot lower than the other one.
Yeah, I was gonna go. I'm gonna go 200.
Okay, 200. Stevie B, over and under.
I'm gonna go over.
Dang
it. Really? I thought it might be over by a little bit.
170 for a yellowfin tuna poke.
Jesus
Killing it.
Christ.
Yeah. All right. So JC wins that one again because you went over. JC, next one is a fruit refresher. Pink pineapple, watermelon. No, it's actually just, I guess, cut up fruit. Fruit refresher, pink pineapple, watermelon, stone fruit,
Rambunctious.
No, Rambutton.
Oh,
Rambutton.
we're not that fancy here on True Chicago Sports.
That is, it has kiwi and then coconut granada.
That's granola.
I'm gonna go. My choice, or is Steven choosing?
It's still your choice. You're still leader of the board.
I'm gonna go bucks.
How much?
$80.
Stevie B, over and under.
Oh God. I was thinking 85, but I'm gonna go over again. Over.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Yes, point for Stevie B. It is $190 for a fruit
Holy
plate.
crap.
A fruit plate is $190.
I'd rather just get the lobster.
I would have went. No, I would have went with the poke.
Yeah, the poke.
Oh, that's true. No, I would have got the
I would
lobster.
have went with the poke bowl.
All right, we are 2-1. JC's winning. It is Stevie B's board. And so you'll set the price. Stevie B on the last item for the tie. Crispy wing board. So is literally like a charcuterie board of wings. You have classic, lemon pepper, Thai chili. You've got dips in it. And I don't know what that word is. I can't say that.
Yeah, I'm going to say $95.
All right. JC, over and under.
How many wings does it say total?
No, it does not. It does not.
Steven, what was your price?
$95.
Oh, I'm going over.
Ding, ding, ding. $190 for wings.
Damn it. I thought wings, it would have been like 3 of them because who in their right mind is going to get their hands really dirty? But
I
then
figured
also,
the fruit bowl would realistically be about $75.
Yeah, that was my bad. Yeah. I'm not good at the over the under. Can you tell?
Between the fruit and the wings, I'm taking the wings. I'm sorry.
Of course you would.
Of course I would. Definitely.
Again, to me,
I take the lobster.
Go with the poke bowl.
I've only had lobster once in my life, so maybe I'll treat myself for once.
You've only had lobster once in your life?
Yeah, I'm mostly a shrimp kind of person. I like the little black part of the back of the shrimp. Makes me feel really cool knowing what that is. So
wow.
Totally kidding, by the way, if you can't hear my sarcasm.
Me and the fam do king crab leg every Christmas.
Well, no, that's nice, JC. But also, I don't know if you haven't listened to No One on the Weekend. Red Lobster is filing for bankruptcy, and that blows my mind. And it kills my soul and hearts because those biscuits are amazing. I used to go there as a kid, and I feel I'm obligated to go over there and eat a lobster for my own health and my well-being. So
to me, I've been to Red Lobster here and there, and it's like every time I go, it's always been like a disappointment. Like it's just not a good proportion of food or quality price.
Well, JC is known as a disappointment. I kind of like going to those places. Okay. As Big Z pointed out, I disappointed him at the Star Wars battle. So, I'm just living on cloud 9 here. No,
I'm just saying, like, not as a sponsor of the show, but I would give a shout out to Boston Fish Market rather than, a Red Lobster someplace, you know.
Yeah, and the same company that owns Red Lobster is also an owner of the company Express, the clothing company, and they filed for bankruptcy as well. So I don't think you fit in nice clothes if you eat at Red Lobster all the time. I don't know. Maybe I don't know who owns it, but that's a little weird.
No.
They own a lot of
To me,
companies.
basically, it's everything that is brick and mortar is
Fine.
you know, so
Yeah.
that's pretty much what it is, you know. Unfortunately, you know, food industry, it's fickle. You know, you got to have good food, you got to have consistency, and I find none of that in Red Lobster or Applebee's or any of those chain restaurants.
Mhm.
You know,
I was never disappointed. That's just me. I don't know.
I-
Again, I'm being honest. I was never
Low
disappointed by
standards.
Red Lobster, but maybe I'm a cheap date. I guess. You know, I'm easy apparently. Just take me to Red Lobster.
All right, boys. Do we have anything exciting coming up this week?
I will say this: if you haven't already, watch Tom Brady's roast special. It is like 3 hours long.
Is it still available on Netflix, or is it?
It might be. I'm pretty sure it would be. It's like close to 3
Because
hours long.
I watched clips on YouTube today, and it did pretty. I do want to watch the full thing.
Yeah, it's 3 hours. So if you have 3 hours to kill, just do that. I got the 2. So
yeah.
Speaking of 3 hours, I watched Blood In, Blood Out, which is now on Hulu. That's an amazing movie about the Chicano struggle in LA, and lots of great actors that got their break on there. Billy Bob Thornton, you got Ving Rhames, you've got Danny Trejo's in it. You've got there's so many names. There's so many young names and there people that were in there at that movie. So if you got 3 hours to kill, there you go too. Other than that, anything exciting that we're doing this weekend?
man, not much. If it's nice, I would go for a bike ride. But we'll see how this week goes. I know a lot of sports to watch right now. I know Denver's playing Minnesota, so I want to catch that game.
That is a must watch
and see how that goes. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. Check out Noah on the weekend, I guess. I mean, you know, it's cool. It's a fun show. I like to think. The guy who was at the Jedi tournament who hosted the whole thing, I got his number and have him on the show and maybe talk about more Star Wars. I think that'd be cool to do, regardless if it's through StreamYard or in person. So
yeah, sounds good. JC, nothing.
This weekend will probably be cleaning the boat and getting the boat in the water.
There we go. That's exciting.
Getting ready for summer. Yeah, got all my vacation requests submitted for my job. You know, just sitting there waiting now. Just a couple more months. Nothing in May, but I've got all my vacation time: June, July, and August. 5 weeks in a matter of 3 months. So,
beautiful.
Yep. Other than that, yeah, not too much for me. Probably for the rest of the week, just work and trying to get some stuff accomplished around the house and whatnot.
Sounds good. I have some stuff on the burner. It's it's warming up. I don't know. I can't discuss it yet till it's a full thing. So, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys off air about that later on
for sure.
But again, the weather's nice. I want to go out there. Obviously, I might catch a White Sox game if I run into it. Maybe the baseball game will break out. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a milkshake. I don't know. I'm lactose intolerant. Don't know yet. Maybe I'm gonna play.
Don't take the pill, and I want to see what happens. We can make that as content.
Bathroom roulette. I don't know. I might,
feed them some shellfish. See what happens.
Yeah, let's just run the gambit. Let's see if this health insurance thing actually works out. But other than that, no, I'm literally gonna see if I can get on my bike and get some miles in. But I've been
one more thing. Speaking of the Kentucky Derby running, and the food prices of that. Did you guys see? There was a YouTube video of he's one of those like food critics or whatever, goes to a lot of fancy restaurants. But he did a $15,000 Kentucky Derby ticket where it gets you in to some section where they do catered food. Then you get like a seat right there in the paddocks as all the horses walk out. Then you get like front row seats like at track level, and then you're able to like go out on the track during in between races. So I'll have to send you guys that video of like just I wish I had money like that to just be like no problem, you know. Like I went to the Kentucky on my company's dime. They flew me into Kentucky and Cincinnati on their dime, and I was able to buy like I think it was $75 for the general admission, which is the infield.
It's not bad.
And no, it was a great time. You know, like my dad and my brother met me down there. They stayed in the hotel room that was paid by the company. Everything was taken care of, you know, from that aspect. But like I said, like we went there, and like I said, it was a good time. You get your mint julep, you know, get your commemorative glasses. You get, you know, like we got like a little pennant that we have hanging in our house. Like I said, it's a fun time. Everybody gets dressed up. You know, they wear their fancy suits and all that stuff. So if you guys have never been, I would suggest. You know, it's a fun time. But
I want to be by the restrooms in the pit area where it's all muddy all the time. That's where I want to be. In the party zone.
The general admission. That's where I was.
Yeah.
Like I said, we bought some lawn chairs and we were just chilling and kind of people watching, if you will. It was a good time. But like I said, I mean, because I get emails still because I purchased those general admission tickets. I still get emails constantly from Churchill Down, you know, and like I said, I was looking at the prices for tickets this year, and like anything in like even not the grandstands, but it was like in like the first turn of the track, it was like bench like seating. So like you know, kind of like Wrigley, like, you know, you have the outfield, the bleachers. And those seats were I think $1,500 for like benches, and it was just like, yeah, I don't think I can do it.
That's enough for me.
Yeah.
All right, it's that time, people. It's time to head on home. Thank everybody for listening. A big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirts. Search for keyword True Chicago. Use our promo code TrueFan15 at the checkout for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. Check out Stevie B's show. Stevie B, what did we do this week?
We talked about how Sean does not like X-Men 97. We also talked about trivia about Cinco de Mayo, which is also very fun, which you brought up. We did record. We also talked about Streeterville or downtown, about them having issues with outside eating and sitting on the patio and stuff like that. Pretty much we talked about some other stuff that I can't think off the top of my head because a lot of the alcohol Friday, Saturday, and Sunday kicked. Well, for me it was.
I gotcha.
So yeah. Other than that, it's a fun episode. I think it's very charming. Big Z plays a sweetheart here, but when he's on No on the Weekend, this guy's quippy. He's always on it with his jokes. So you get to see a different side of him. I will say that
100%.
He's very professional here, but when he's on No on the Weekend, he's as reckless as I am.
Well, that's exactly what you want on that show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's exactly what that show is all about. You know, you cut loose. So, please check out No Water in the Weekend. Subscribe, watch, and support that show. We also have Intoxicated with Big Z, which it has about 6 episodes at the moment, and I should be recording some more episodes in the next couple of weeks. Again, it was out to you, so that's in the lab right now. So check out Intoxicated, subscribe on YouTube. You can listen to it on your favorite podcast app as well. And I'm literally putting the videos in there as well into the Spotify, so you can watch them there too. But support. Check us out on social media. You got our handles right here on the screen at Big Z _606 Media Group. You got No Water on the Weekend is all the handles for Stevie B. Weekend spelled WKND. You got JC Dynasty Fantasy Football. So you got JC Dynasty FF, and those are the handles for the boys on the show at the right now. Oh, I got a quick echo. For some
Why do you have an
reason,
echo?
I have no idea. No echo. I'll see.
That was weird.
Oh, now we got an echo. Yeah, you can hear. You need to drop in a stirring the pot, or there's something you want to conversate about, something you want to argue with us, you want to call us out on something. Email us at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. All right, y'all. For Stevie B and JC Dynasty Fantasy Football, I am Big Z, and we'll see you next time for episode 194. And until then, be good to each other for love of sports.